with the bad feeling. I barely made it back to my office. At one point, I thought of stopping at a deli and asking them to call an ambulance. But I didn't, and the bad feeling went away. When I walked into the office, my assistant Jane said, "You don't look so hot," and handed me a cold bottle of water. I sat quietly at my desk for a few minutes, staring out into space. Finally, I called out to Jane, and this was the turning point, my friends. This is when I went from a cavalier, arrogant, and entitled woman who took her good health for granted to a humble person who actually, for one brief, shining moment, decided to listen to what someone, something, her own body, was trying so hard to tell her. "Hey, Jane," I said, "where would we put the name of that cardiologist?" I made an appointment for the next day. Nino Marino, the cardiologist, did an electrocardiogram, which, of course, was perfect, took my blood pressure, which was perfect, and did a chest x-ray, which was, guess what? Perfect. "This bad feeling of yours," he said, "it comes with tired arms, right? I don't like the sound of it. I want to do a stress test. Immediately." I flunked the stress test big time. Dr. Marino called my internist to tell him. "He fell out of his chair," Dr. Marino reported. He said, "There's got to be a mistake. It's probably a false positive. Gail's as healthy as a horse." 2 days later, I went into Lenox Hill Hospital. 2 days after that, I had bypass surgery. 2 days after that, I went home. 2 months later, I'm writing this column and really am as healthy as a horse. Finally. You know, our busy lives are filled with opportunities to listen to that small voice inside us that whispers insights about our work, our children, our parents, ourselves, and yes, the occasional bad feeling. But the busyness often blurs the message, and we move on to the next task, sure that when time permits, we'll circle back and listen. Or maybe it's just that we don't want to hear it. I work out at a community center on the weekends with a woman who exercises constantly. She also smokes constantly and is nervous and intense. When I saw her after my surgery, I asked if she had ever had a stress test. "Nope," she said. "I don't want to know what it says." I can't tell you how many people tell me that. "I'd rather not know," is a frequent response to the suggestion of getting a mammogram, a sonogram, a CAT scan, a colonoscopy, a bone density test, you name it. It's interesting, isn't it, that most of the time it takes a crisis for us to make any real changes in our lives or in ourselves. Without a crisis, we just go along. We go along with the status quo, the not-so-hot relationships, the not-so-hot job, the not-so-hot way we feel. And we wait for something to happen, for it to get better, for it all to work out, for the bad feeling to go away. Well, my friends, waiting doesn't walk the dog. We know better. We just have to wake up to the fact that we know better and act on what we know before the crisis happens, before the bad feeling takes over. The day after I got home from the hospital, Abigail, our younger daughter, spontaneously put her arms around me and told me she loved me. "Thanks, darling," I said. "I sure am lucky." "I don't think it was luck, Mom," she said. "You followed your instincts." Here's what I learned about following my instincts. 1. Be humble. I was arrogant about my glowing good health. The very thought of heart disease was repugnant to me. Heart disease happened to other people, the ones who smoked, ate a lot of fatty foods, and didn't get off the sofa. You don't have to be invincible. You do have to be secure enough to be imperfect, to need repairs and adjustments, and to get them. 2. Listen. When the little voice says, "You know what? This doesn't add up. I've got a bad feeling," listen and take action. Don't wait for directions from someone else. No one told me to go to a cardiologist or for the sound of sirens at your front door. This is your life, my friend, and you're in charge. 3. Trust the true experts. When I was in my 20s, a boss gave me a great piece of advice. You'll never know everything about everything, but there will always be someone who knows everything about one